Now I'm going to show you how to apply for the first part of the application, which is the proposal form. So first we need to go to our IMI account, go to this address, put in your login details, which we covered in the last video about how to make an IMI account. Then we log in, go to your Authenticator app, which was also covered in the last video, and find the 6-digit code, which changes regularly on the app. Now we have logged into the account. We click Next. And now we can start the new application. So we just go to New Application up here, then Refugee and Humanitarian. And as you can see, there are two forms here with Offshore Humanitarian. So the first one is Offshore Humanitarian Proposal, and the second one is Offshore Humanitarian Visa. We need to do both of these to apply for this visa. The proposal form is details about the proposer, which is the person who is living in Australia. And the second form is the visa application form, and that is for the details of the people you want to sponsor from overseas. So this video will just cover the first part, and then there'll be a second video for the visa part. Okay, so we just click on Offshore Humanitarian Proposal. Click the checkbox, click Next. Type of proposer is individual. Then ask if you are an Australian citizen. Usually that would be no. If you're just a permanent resident, that's okay. Just click no, and then the next question will ask if you're a permanent resident, and then you click yes. Then it asks if the person being proposed, that means your family overseas, if they have an active visa application in the IMI account. So we haven't done that yet. That will be the next step. So we can put no there. And then click Next. Now it asks for details about the individual proposer. That is the person living in Australia who wants to sponsor relatives. So we just put in your details here. And then you need to put in the date that you arrived in Australia. And it asks if the proposer has a passport or any other documents for travel, that it can include your IMI account. So you just put in your IMI account details here. So you put in the number on the front, your nationality, when it expires, which is on the card. Where it was issued, you can just put Australia. Does the proposer have a national identity card? So if you have one, say yes, then add. Put in your details from your card. Usually that would be your card from your home country. And then you confirm, and then it will add the details. If you don't have one, you can just put no there. And then it asks if you have any other identity documents. So the same here, you can add things like a birth certificate or a driver's license. That can be from your home country or Australia, or a marriage certificate or other, maybe a UNHCR card, something like that. And then you say which country it was issued in, and then confirm. Then click Next. Check to make sure all the details are correct, because that's very important. If it's correct, then you say yes and go Next. Then you'll put in your contact details. This is, again, for the person who is living in Australia. So Australia, put in your address. Put in your phone number as well. It's really important that you have accurate and up-to-date contact details because you will get letters and things about this application over the next few years. It's useful to put an email address if you use email because then you will get the letters more easily by email. But make sure you can access this email address. Now the next screen is the visa applicant. So that is the person you want to bring to Australia. If this person has different spellings of their name or have had a different name in the past, then you would add the names here. And you add why they had a different name. If they've had the same name all their life, just say no there. And you'll put where they were born. And the next question is about their relationship, your relationship to the person you are bringing from overseas. So if it's your brother, for example, you would put that there, but it can be any of these. Friend, a grandchild, nephew, niece, parent, sister. There's lots of different options here. So let's just put brother for the example. And then it asks if you have sponsored anyone else for the same visa. If this is the first time you're doing this, just put no. If you have actually sponsored someone before, or like put in an application before for someone else, you can put yes there. The next question is whether the person you want to sponsor has any dependent family members. So for example, if I wanted to sponsor my brother and he was married, he had a wife and he had 2 children, I would put their details here. If I'm just sponsoring him by himself, he doesn't have a family, I would put no, and it's just for one person. But if I want to include the wife and the children, I would put them in here. And you would put all of their details there. So their name, their sex, their date of birth, whether they had any other names, where they were born, their relationship status, whether they're married or not married, and how they related to my brother. So I'll put in here, say I wanted to sponsor his son as well, I would put in his son. Or if I wanted to sponsor his wife, I would put a spouse there. Now these next declarations, I'll just explain those. So you just need to put yes to all of those to show you understand. The first one is you are acknowledging that you are responsible, you and the person you're bringing to Australia, you need to pay for your own travel, for their travel to Australia. You're also giving permission for the information you put into this form to be given to other agencies and the humanitarian settlement program service providers, and that's to help with settling the person you want to sponsor, so when they get to Australia. You also acknowledge that the information in your records, so your visa application that you've made in the past, they will read that when deciding this visa application to make sure they are consistent with each other. Yeah, and then once you've understood all of that and clicked yes, you would go next. Now the next section is more, these are more declarations. So you are agreeing that you have read and understood everything in this form, that you've put in complete and correct information. So make sure, be very careful that anything you put in the form is true. because if you put any false or incorrect information, then they might refuse the visa, and it's quite serious. So be very careful. If, for example, later on you realize you made a mistake, you can correct it, but just make sure you're really careful. Also, if the visa is granted and then later the department finds out that there was a lie in the visa application, then they could cancel the visa. So that's why it's very important to make sure everything is true. And as I mentioned, you can tell the department if you want to change anything in the application form. So you do that in writing on your IMI account. And you also should let them know if anything changes. So if you change your address, if the applicant changes their address, or if you want to correct incorrect information, things like that. You should also read the information in the privacy notice. The link is there so you can read it. It's just about how they handle your information. And also you understand that the department may collect, use, and disclose your personal information as is outlined in that privacy notice. So make sure you read it and are aware of what it says. So click yes to all of these once you've read everything and understood everything. Now it's showing me the summary of everything we've put in. So just read this very carefully, make sure everything is correct. Then click next. Then here we can attach documents. So all it's asking for here is evidence that the proposer is a permanent resident of Australia. So what you can do here is you can just upload your visa grant letter. If you don't have that grant letter, you can upload a Vivo check instead. If you're not sure how to do that, you can ask us for assistance with that. So you just put visa label, visa grant letter, then choose files, and then you can upload the PDF of the letter there, or the photo of the letter. Then after that, you submit the application, and then it will be, that part will be done. Once you've submitted it, you just go back to the initial page. And then we start the second part of the application, which I will do in another video.